Hi. I just got home. I got some potato chips and sour cherries and distilled water. And I just got home and this is shaky because I'm holding it because there was no way I could do like a good frame. Um, framing. I've been trying to get a vlog out about starting your life at 39 when you don't have savings, you don't have a job, you don't have energy, you're like in chronic exhaustion and um you're and you don't have a network, you don't have friends and colleagues and whatever that you can like network with for whatever point. um yeah, you kind of don't have anything in anyone. And yeah. And just like having a vlog series that is just a companion series rather than a how to do this, how to get your life back together, how to get your life together, how to whatever, because I have not figured it out. And even when I do, I don't believe that it will help you that much because you are your own unique person with your own unique journey, your own unique circumstances and roadblocks and strengths and weaknesses and uh you know cultural and like physical location, all the things, all the factors that affect everything that go into the whole thing, that we're not in a controlled environment. We have different environments, we have different things where we have different starting points, even if you are maybe also 39 and trying to start your life. And I mean start life instead of start life over or start again, because I don't think that I've actually started my life yet. I've done a lot of things. Oh my gosh, so much things. Career-wise, job-wise, career-wise, yeah, I've even done stuff career-wise. Job-wise, I've even done more. Oh my gosh. I don't know more, but I've definitely like have a pretty long resume of things that I've tried, things that I've done, places that I've been employed at, ventures that I haven't even gotten off the ground. Because did I mention I don't have savings and money? Yeah. And for everything, you kind of need that. So yeah, and then this lovely addition of chronic fatigue or chronic exhaustion or burnout or whatever it is that, there are days when I'm like, yeah, cool, good energy, whatever. And then days where I'm like, it's painful to even just like sit on the couch. I'm just like so exhausted. And I have like moments where I just start crying randomly, which I haven't actually for a while. But like the last couple of weeks, I've taken an acting class recently. If you've watched my lives, you kind of know a little bit. But yeah, like in February I started, and it's April now, third month, and I cut down to once a week because I felt like okay, I got myself back up and running enough to um narrow down my focus in my goals in that class. And then also I need to spend more time in recovering myself, outside of just that, outside of what that offers me, because that, and it's complicated. Anyways, I'm long-winded. I don't want this to be a long one. Actually, I want this to be just a short one, just to get it out there, because like I said at the beginning, I started a vlog and I started another one and I started another one this whole week, and I am daunted by the editing. Even if I'm just putting it together, that alone, and I mentioned in one of those videos, that alone is so difficult when I imagine it. So yeah, but I wanted to kickstart. This is, you could say this is my passion. It's not really my passion, it's just my current, something that I feel strongly about, that is a huge part of my life. I started getting followers and attention very small, but around the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation, and I'm over covering that as like my main thing. It's interesting when things come up, especially like important things. And then I'm also not interested anymore in like the little trivial little tidbits. Like we've been there, done that. Let's grow up a little bit. And so I find it hard to cover that and like find the energy to um research as much. And then out of the lives that I've been doing now, my followers, you guys, because I'm sure you're watching this, um want or are curious about the Russell brand. I'm curious about the Russell brand, so that's a whole new rabbit hole. Not as big maybe, or I'm just like kind of dreading, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go down into like a rabbit hole completely like I did last time. um yeah, I think I'm experiencing burnout from these, and also like I'm still trying to figure out who I am as far as like this channel. But this is something that I feel strongly about, and ironically it's something that's like harder to post about because I think my brain just goes into perfectionist mode. Like, oh, you have to have tied the topic that you started. Or like, you can't just like start something and then not finish it. Or sometimes my battery runs out or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'll get back to that, or I'll finish that day, and I don't, and all the things. And honestly, also, I start kind of giving you a background, but then I'm like, did I say too much? Did I say not enough? Did it even make sense? Was that confusing? Yeah. So also, I don't know why I'm yelling right now. I think I doubt the microphone picking up. um but yeah, but I really do believe in this. I would love if there was more of this. And I want to approach YouTube, whether it's the live streaming episodes or shows, whatever, videos, I don't know, or these videos or anything. I want to approach it, even in my small following and followers and small audience is what I meant, um, and small imprint on YouTube, and small like taste of content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call this. Someone who's not just like doing videos like I was for no one to watch, to see. Even in that, I have started to feel the responsibility, and not, that's not an ugly word, really like a beautiful responsibility. And it's really tied. I don't see responsibility necessarily being something that is forced upon me, is what I'm trying to say. I want to be a certain person. I want to be a good person. I want to be better than I was the day before. I want to be the best I can be. And I want the world to be better. I want more love and more this and more that. Sorry, my family is like getting home. And so with this Blake Lively thing, I've noticed the trap content creators get into that I don't want to get into. Which way are they coming? Yeah. That was nice. But yeah, so I don't want to. The first moment that kind of popped into my head was when I was reading Blake Lively's amended complaint, and I got very triggered, and I really wanted to name call or just say like petty things or criticize her, bully her, be mean, ridicule. Ridicule is, I think, when I say bully, I think ridicule, or I don't know. Anyways, ridicule is definitely that. And just get into that vibe, that cattiness, that kind of gossipy, put down sort of language and expression that you'll find a lot in the big channels. have a lot of that, because there's a lot of people that talk like that, that interact that way, that in their own personal life, that's what they do. They go gossip with their, friends, with their guy friends, girlfriends, whatever, with their partner, with their family. It's like, oh, did you see what happened there? And then that's fine. But then they go into like, we all judge. There is no person that doesn't judge. But being judgmental to the point where it is ridiculous and the people don't notice it. And I also realize, and that there's a huge fear that because some of my audience is from that, kind of crossing, what's the cross related, whatever, with those other channels, that I might not be the popular one as a result, especially saying this and criticizing those channels and criticizing that. And especially if they feel like, oh, that's their escape and they can't wait to like talk bad about people, or name call and use swear words and all this stuff. And that's not the channel I have. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm basically shooting myself in the foot. And I said that phrase. And I'm sabotaging myself. But that's also like not who I want to be. I don't want to be popular at the expense of my morals and values and what I want to put into the world and what I want the world to be more of. That's like why I'm making any videos from the very, very, very beginning. That's all that I've done on like Facebook when I was like oversharing and all this stuff. I'm sorry, that's like a little trigger. I know this doesn't make sense why I started crying, but yeah, it's just like a personal trigger, a personal story moment. But yeah, that's like all I've wanted to do. And so I don't want to abandon that. Like, of course, like I want an audience. I want to interact with you guys. I want people on the chats and we can like talk, and I want to see, people talk with each other. Like it fills my heart when I've gotten a chance to see that. When my live streams have had, a handful of people and they interacted with each other and I got to interact with them, and it's wonderful and beautiful, and that's what I want. But I don't want that to be on a bad foundation. And I think a lot also came last night. I was watching Andy Popcorn Planet's live on Russell Brand, or not live, sorry, video on Russell Brand. And I thought was handling that very respectfully, considering, his own personal relationship. Like he has a friend that has expressed that has, had the same experience as these other women, and, or, some sort of similar experience, and, all the other, anyways, whatever. And to see today, I went to watch the whole thing because on the live I didn't, and to see content creators that promote neutrality and all that stuff and justice when it comes to the whole Blake Lively and Justin thing. Everyone's like, justice for the underdog and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, who's your friend? All due respect, I'm not going to just take your word for it because your friend or your friend's word or whatever. And I'm like, wow. I respect Andy so much. And it inspired me, period, because I was going to do this anyways. And I've spoken about this for the last few lives, that I don't want to put that energy. The breaking point, I think, was definitely, it started with that amendment, and then Donna and her criticism of Dave Neal, because he's pretty neutral. He wants to have conversations with people that criticized him, or, might not have the most popular views, or they have popular views, but they're like dangerous views or whatever. He wants to have that kind of ability to have the conversation and not just like cross someone off and, cancel them or attack them and all that stuff. And, Dave Neal has been one of my inspirations, both on YouTube now that I'm doing this a lot more, but primarily in just my life. Like, I've loved watching his channel, even when the topics weren't that interesting or I didn't know anything about them, because of his take. And I wanted to feed myself of critical thinking, of someone doing that, and someone being able to give the benefit of the doubt and not like just, for free, but within critical thinking mode. And I'm not making much sense, but that's also the point of these like lives or these like videos and these vlogs, is going to be just like self-acceptance, but also like I just am trying. When I started my YouTube channel, very, 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 very beginning in 2016, I think, or so, I borrowed the Nike motto, just do it. I'm like, it's going to be imperfect, but I don't want to be that person that is frozen by perfectionism, because I had an ex that was, and I saw how ridiculous it looked from the outside and how much of a disservice it was to him and to whatever he was doing and the people around him and everything. So I was like, never doing that. And of course, that's I've done that a lot in the past few years. And now I have to be in recovery of that. I'm a recovering perfectionist and a fearful avoidant that's turned like dismissive avoidant, kind of, but not really. But kind of, yeah. Anyways, long stories. I'm gonna end this here. I know I've opened some branches. This is not perfect. I'm just going to put this out there, and it is what it is. But I read this meme again, or whatever, this like Instagram thing again today, where it said, just be yourself and your people will find you and you'll find them. It didn't say that, but that was the gist of it. And yeah, I'm just going to be myself. And because I'm also a recovering people pleaser. Sorry, that hit more than I expected. Sometimes, like, it's interesting because I talk and then I get a reaction like that, like, so strongly. And I'm like, where did that come from? I didn't know there was an issue with that, Anyways, gotta go. My other family members here. So, yeah. But yeah, anyways, I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Oh, bye.